It's a lot of political shit going on. We can start with your hate for Caitlin Clark. What the White Queen do to
Oh,
you?
oh yeah, a white Nubian queen. Um, I don't like her, man. What's
Man,
crazy is that's good for sports. When I was introduced to Caitlin Clark, it was because LSU was playing her.
oh, this why? Okay, got you.
Right, we were playing her.
Got you.
Angel Reese, LSU. This is 2023. We're playing her. She was unbelievable against South Carolina. Unbelievable. So now we're about to play her, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, well, what do we do to stop her? We get a good win, and then after the game, the whole thing is about Caitlin Clark. It's all about Caitlin Clark, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And that day, a hater was born. But
Okay.
here's the thing: in sports, no other time but in sports, hating is okay. It's okay to have a little sports hate. You hate in the real world, you're a loser. You hate anywhere else, but in sports, it's okay to have them athletes that are excellent. You just don't mess with them, and that's me and Caitlin Clark.
But you do realize that she's the greatest of all time.
Nah, you can't say that yet.
Yeah, you really can say that.
How much more time
Nah,
we got to give her?
You really can say that.
nah,
Look at the ratings.
nah.
Look at the ratings. Look at the ratings when she's hurt. Down
If
48.
we talking just business metrics being moved,
It's not even
Well,
comparable.
when you say greatest, I mean, okay. So when you say greatest, I tend to think of that in athletic terms, right? So if you would say that Caitlin Clark is the greatest of all time, then I would think that you meant that she had matched athletic excellence on court with accomplishments as well, which, she lost in high school, she lost in college, and she hasn't won yet in the WNBA, right? So if you were going to say she was the greatest of all time, it's one thing. Now, if you're going to say that she is by far the biggest phenomenon to ever come into the league, and she is actually changing the metrics of women's
the
basketball, I
face
mean,
of yeah,
that's undeniable, right?
yeah.
But even that, though, let me tell you that's undeniable with Caitlin Clark. I'm not taking anything away from the excellence of Caitlin Clark or how consequential she is as an athlete. But what I will say is there's always timing involved in this, right? If you look at Magic and Bird and the way that
For
they
sure.
changed the league, timing matters. Like the fact that the league was where it was and interest was maybe ticking up, or they were ready for a player like Caitlin Clark to come into the league and take them over the hump. So I can't take that away from her. She is box office, and most people watch to see what she's gonna do.
All right, my brother. Well, first of all, Van Lathan from the Higher Learning Podcast and the voice of the culture.
For sure.
Come on, man.
Icon, legend.
Come on, man. Get out of here.
Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
I love this. I can't believe we haven't done this sooner, man. The movement that happened around, and I don't want to say movement as if it moved and then it stopped, but the movement
You
that
can say
happened,
a lot of them died. There's copy. Go ahead.
well, around financial empowerment, cultural financial empowerment was one of the most important things to happen in pop culture or Black culture in the last 5 to 10 years. I think about where I started, and this is no diss to my parents, but even when we worked and made a lot of money, we just did not have the expertise or the knowledge to be able to establish generational wealth.
Yeah.
And it's not that we didn't ever have it, because you have the stories of your grandfather and your uncle and all the people having stores and having different ways to make money. It's just that when the economic strife comes in, when crack hit Baton Rouge and all of that stuff happened, we were just thinking about survival and not about building upon the last generation. So when guys like y'all came around and started doing that, I was very appreciative. And I started listening and getting my money up,
No, appreciate it,
Yeah,
brother.
I appreciate that for real.
So, all right, so we got a lot to talk about. And
Let's
this show allows us to talk about a wide range of topics. So we got to start with the most important thing in the world right now. And I saw it. I actually watched you when you spoke about it, and you had your guest on. And it was a good conversation. So, Israel versus Iran. We got a couple clips that we're gonna play. Interesting. This is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna play some clips, but before that, what's your philosophy thesis on what's currently happening right now?
Oh man, Israel is seeking regime change in Iran, and if you're asking me, the reasons are pretty clear. I think that the October 7th terrorist attacks in Israel did two things. Number one, it put the Israelis in a very precarious situation, which they had always been in, as far as, well, they've been in it, they really created it, with their neighbors. And two, it gave them, or particularly the Netanyahu regime in Israel, the worldwide political will from its allies, from Israel's allies, to get rid of all of their enemies in the region, whether that be Hezbollah, whether that be the Assad regime in Syria, whether that be the regime in Iran. All of these, and to be honest with you, whether it be the Palestinians, a whole group of people living in Gaza who are being ethnically cleansed and genocided in the region right now.
West Bank also.
West Bank also. West Bank a little bit less so. Only reason why I would say that, the West Bank has settlers that continuously encroach into the West Bank. But right now, being that there are two different factions that run the West Bank and Gaza, if they were to go in right now and do what they were doing in Gaza to the West Bank, they wouldn't have very much justification internationally to do that. But October 7th and the fact that Hamas carried out those terrorist attacks gave them the justification that they needed to ethnically cleanse the Gaza Strip and to genocide them. I say all that to say, now you have all that political will. You have Donald Trump, who has a very close relationship to Israel, and to be honest with you, in his cabinet and just surrounding it, staffed it with a lot of people who are very directly and intimately integrated to the Israeli cause. They just decided it's time to go, and we're gonna get Iran out of there. They've been hinting around and dancing around it for 30 years, and it's go time for Israel, and they're gonna try to finish the job.